Hey everybody, it's me again, Kale, here once more playing Visions of Mana. Last time we left off, we defeated the last of the Benevolence. Milestone. And now we're doing a little side quest for Aesh. Came back here to get him because, you know, Benevolence are gone. Time to assemble the alms. We gotta go fight Dalephos. But Aesh had a side quest. And I have a couple other reasons to be in the tower, so... to the tower! Gotta see if I can't find that kid's imaginary friend. Are you ready to hear my recommendations? Sure, buddy. This is gonna be an appropriately leveled side quest? Because everything in this tower is now, 10 or so levels out of date, I think. At least naturally so. Oh, wrong button. Oh, it still looks like the same old Passagean Tome Spire. Ooh, what's that? Oh, you're the imaginary friend. Are you a gooder thing or a bad thing? Bad thing, but, you know, of a level that I can handle. Side quest handled? I guess I'll just take this back to the friend. The creepy doll. Cool. Cool. That's fine, I don't mind contributing to a child's nightmares. Why are you guys parkouring and I'm not? You're left out.
Incoming!
It's probably my favorite one of the traversal vessels. That was an amazing hit. Couldn't have planned that better.
This is an interesting find.
What will we find? Oh, just one of those, okay. I thought it was something more important. This bookshelf is stacked badly. As for you, Palomina, well, I don't really have all that much to ask you. That is scarcely a surprise. Our friendship spans many years, and I have lodged in Lagrazzo often. Lagrazzo welcomes any individual on a quest for knowledge. And to the majority of the scholars here, social standing and prestige only hold little sway. Lagrazzo must have served as a place of respite for you, Palomina. It certainly did. This space is one of scholarship and studiousness. I was able to forget my status and my background, and focus fully on the acquisition of knowledge. A person of your station shoulders a burden that others couldn't begin to comprehend. You hid it so well that most people were never even aware. You've been like that ever since we met, Palomina. I, however, could tell something was amiss. You would visit the Isle incognito, countless worries weighing on your mind, and bearing them all by yourself. I did not know you had noticed. I am a tad ashamed that it was also apparent. Leading a country and uniting its people are difficult tasks. A quick glance at any history book will teach you that much. There is no reason to feel shame for being human, Palomina. In hindsight, I can see that I could have done more to provide you with support. The sentiment is appreciated. I cannot agree. You and the scribes treated me as an equal. And I could not expect more. That was all the support you needed to show me. I am relieved to hear it. But I do hope you'll avoid keeping your emotions so bottled up in the future. Your companions worry about you, as do I. I will strive to do so. Especially Morley. You wouldn't want to upset him, would you?
Well...
Morley? Why do you mention him? Oh, good gracious me. Kid. You can't both be this clue. Oh no! He knows! Wait, does he have wisdom? It's just charisma he lacks. I thought I was the socially inept one. Oof. Yeah, when Aesh is calling you out on that, you know it's obvious. I am afraid I failed to follow. I done something untoward. No, nothing of the sort, Palomina. Here, this is the book I'd like to recommend to you. Alexandrite? This is the complete collection. I never expected the Tome Spire to have such a rarity tucked away. The series portrays the hidden past of the jewel thief. But it is out of print. On countless occasions have I cried myself to sleep, longing to get my hands on it. Oh, good to see your love. The character is as fervent as always. I picked it because I knew you were dying to read it. But there's another reason. I want you to unwind, Palomina. Read your favorite series, relax your mind. You will gain the power to face your innermost emotions. Fearlessness to come face to face with my feelings. That's what I am lacking. Of course, thank you, Master Aesh. I will make the most of this learning opportunity. Oh dear, the excitement was only made her more tense. I feel my plan has backfired. You're doing your best, buddy. Some people are just born to stress. Unlike Val. Val's just having a great time. Is there anything else in this tome? Yes, we have more recommendations. I guess this is just Aesh's book club. That's fair. We all need to have a hobby. Can y'all, like, get the fuck out of the way? Get him!
They weren't so tough.
E-sword. Karina, you were born in Longren, the Vale of Wind, am I right? Tell me, are the people there as hostile to outsiders as ever? Rude much? I don't hate outsiders. We don't hate outsiders, we just, hate going outside of the Vale. Don't get it twisted. But the honest truth is, I couldn't stand the mentality. One reason I wanted to become an Alm so badly was to get away from it all and fulfill my dream of seeing the world. I wasn't a big fan of the whole upholding the ways of the past thing, like everyone else was. Apart from the wind dying, that's one Longren tradition I do like. Wind dying. That's a way of coloring fabric that's peculiar to Longren. These scribes once attempted to replicate the ceremony here in Lagrazzo, but our efforts fell flat. No surprise there. Only Sylphid's wind can change the fabric's color. But more importantly, you have to become one with the wind. Wind dyeing can make for great exercise, too. Think of it like dancing with the breeze. I see. So merely reproducing the motions of the process is insufficient. It also requires a specific mindset to succeed. Ah, thank you for telling me this. Ramco, I'd like to hear from you as well. If I can, tell me, were you always aware of the existence of the Flammy Drum? Doesn't seem like she was. And I have no idea what the connection between them might be. Oh, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. No matter what she looks like, Ramco is always Ramco. It's the most important thing. Yee. Ramco is friend-shaped. So the link between Ramco and the Flammy Drum remains a mystery. It seems my forays into the unexpected will continue. How exciting. Aesh, you're making that creepy face again. My apologies. Force of habit. Now, taking into consideration what you've disclosed to me thus far, allow me to recommend a book. How can you possibly suggest a book based off of that? I hardly told you anything. What little you told me spoke volumes as to your personality. You are a rambunctious girl brimming with curiosity and self-confidence, who always remains true to herself. And I've just the book for you. Sacred Dances for Sacred Beasts? Ranko, it's a book about you! There's tons of pictures and explanations about all sorts of dances. You know how much I love to move and groove. Maybe there's one we can do together. Look, there's an illustration of famous landmarks in the world. I've never even heard of some of these places. If I read this book, I'll ruin the excitement of visiting somewhere new. Oh, what to do? Well, if you want to avoid spoilers, you'll just have to travel the world first, it would seem. Are you being supportive, Aesh? Everything okay with you? Anyway, I'll return the book until I've visited every place in it. Come on, Ramko! We got some reading to do! She doesn't seem to have realized that I pulled that book straight from the children's section. To be fair, that seems pretty on point for Karina. Well, what she doesn't know won't bother her. Simultaneously a good friend and a massive dick. You know what? I can respect that. That's kind of my vibe. I assume there's more books to visit. We haven't even had one with Aesh and Morley yet, and that's the one I'm looking forward to. Especially now that I know that Aesh is, you know, not as dense as the two in question. Oh, for Val? Okay. Tell me, Val, what was your childhood like? What were your pastimes? I want to hear everything and anything. My childhood? Well, I was a pretty energetic kid. Always running around, playing with swords. Traditional sword guy. I had this wooden one my dad made me that almost never left my side. My dad's a blacksmith, you see. I was curious about making swords and all, but I much preferred swinging them around instead. What else? Oh, I helped my mom out a lot with the farm work. Farming is really labor-intensive. It sure builds strength. Your upbringing certainly set you in a good stead to become capable sword fighter. When I was little, I just helped out my mom. But as I got older, I was able to do more things. I'd use the time between soul guard training to lend a hand around the village. I'd carry stuff for people, chop firewood, the fishing tackle ready. Anything to spare me from Master's lectures. Oof. You're a man of many talents, Val. I imagine you could easily complete any task if you set your mind to it. That couldn't be further from the truth. I never really took to raising our livestock. The animals would always get angry at me. Or run away when I got near them. Okay, so maybe not the folk hero background. It's a shame because I actually liked tending to the animals. Or he just has low wisdom. That's also possible. Maybe if I'd put a bit more effort into it. I see. Now you are the very picture of an alm of light. Humble, pure of heart, ever positive. I wouldn't go that far, Aesh. There's a lot I could still do better at. Like having a bit more pride in yourself. Now then, I think I have just the book for you. Let's see. Here it is. I hope you like it.
Oh.
The Animal Whisperer. What they're actually thinking. Doesn't seem too difficult either. Books with a lot of words always send me to sleep. Why this book? Why would I pursue something I have no hope of being good at? Have a flick through. You'll see why soon enough. Alright. Wait. When some animals wag their tails, it can mean they're happy. All this time I assumed it meant we were being defensive. Okay, so he's an idiot. Got it. That's fair. You don't need to be smart to swing a big sword. You hadn't shown me this book, I'd never have learned this. Wisdom changes the way one looks at the world. If you ever feel down because something didn't go your way, I want you to remember this book, and the feeling it gave you. Why are you acting all nice today, Aesh? Flatter me as much as you like, but a book is all you're getting. Look, he wants to be friends. And books are his language. I can respect that. I'm not much of a book guy, admittedly, but I have my other ways of expressing such things. Now, I assume we have 2 more books to look into.
This shouldn't take long. Feeling
Ow! I got shot.
Consider yourself lucky I didn't go all out. Woohoo! 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 Woohoo!
Woohoo! It's only moderately annoying. But I'm glad he's having a good time. Nope, get in there. Stop hitting the wrong goddamn button. Ah, here we are. Ah, save it morally for last. Good. You needn't be so on edge, Jule. I just want to have a little chat with you. That's what you always say. Then you start grinning like some creepy mad scientist. So can you suggest a book to get it over with? Oh, before I get to that, you should tell me a bit more about yourself. You need only answer a few simple questions. Fine. According to what scarce material we have on Sproutlings, your kind spend their entire lives sleeping, save for a single custodian, who stays awake to water the others. Is this correct? Yep. I'm an exception, though. Typically, one of the sleeping Sproutlings is selected to be an alm. But this time, the honor went to me, even though I was already awake. Normally, after the alm is selected, the next custodian wakes up, while the rest stay asleep. So that would mean that you've been awake for a little less than 4 years now. I'm curious, what do you do to pass the time in such isolation? Well, when I'm not watering all my friends, I spend the rest of my time composing songs, wood carving, daydreaming. All solitary activities, it would seem. You don't feel lonely? Nope! My friends may all be sleeping, but we're all connected. I don't think Sproutlings even understand what loneliness is. Man, that must be fucking nice. So my hypothesis was correct, it seems. The Sproutling worldview is one entirely different from ours. Curiouser and curiouser. I'd love to explore this point further, but I'm afraid it'll have to wait. The focus today is picking out a book for you. Could you hurry it up? There's no sunshine here in Lagrazzo, and the air is too muggy for me. I'd rather be someplace brighter. Do you believe that Sproutlings could ever thrive in an environment such as Lagrazzo? I mean, I don't see why not. For me, a gloomy haunt like this isn't really my speed, you know? Oh, interesting. So a location with ample sunlight would be the best way to keep you here. This observation will prove more useful in the future. Hold it, buddy. Just what are you trying to pull? Aesh. He's only mildly threatening. That's for me to know, and you to find out. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, your book. Let me see. The joy of wood carving. Objects as vessels of emotion. I'm not sure this is at my reading level. It is a discipline you're familiar with, is it not? Many people use the arts to channel and express their emotions. Oh, Maybe it can teach me how humans use objects to express emotions I don't totally understand. Like loneliness. The book seems to have sparked some interest in your emotions. I hope it gives you a greater insight into our hearts and minds. Perhaps you can take what you learn about us and use that knowledge to teach me about Sproutling ideas and philosophies. Yeah, well, no promises. You got pretty high expectations for this book, you know. I might not even like it. Is that so? Well, not to worry. If this fails, I'll just have to come up with a more convincing approach next time. Would you quit it, Aesh? You're really starting to scare me. God, he is a mad scientist.
Woohoo!
No respawning bosses in here, are there?
Woohoo! Woohoo!
That wall stayed dead, right?
Woohoo!
Alright, good. Don't make me put it back in the ground. Alright, Morley. Time to join the book club. What was your childhood like, Morley? I must admit, out of everyone in the Alm convoy, I had a particularly hard time picturing yours. What's that supposed to mean? You know, I don't think I'll ask. Anyway, as a boy, I was troublesome, I suppose you could say. I loved to run outside and play like any other child, but I was also rather sickly. My mother was constantly worrying about me. I aspired to become a hired blade, just like my birth father, which meant I often ran headlong into risky situations. Even I admit I was a bit of a wild child.
Curious.
Well, it sounds like you had a fairly typical childhood, Morley. At least compared to mine. What do you mean? I was a precocious child compared to my peers, which gave my parents considerable headaches. My personality back then was much different than it is at present. I see. I suppose growing up as a child who's extremely mature for their age presents its own difficulties. Yes, but enough about me. You certainly appear to be hale and hearty now, Morley. Once I started training to become a swordsman, I grew more resilient. I'm thankful my father introduced me to Milpa, my teacher. He's a strict master, but supportive. That's about it, really. Look at us sharing stories about how we were as kids. Truthfully, I never imagined we'd open up to each other like this. Trust me, the feeling is mutual. It was more fascinating to speak with you. It was most fascinating to speak with you. Now, please excuse me while I go select a book for you. I only mentioned my early years, though. Will that be enough? By analyzing what you told me of your past and cross-referencing it to what I know of you in the present, a suggestion will naturally reveal itself to me. This guy does have high wisdom. Oh god, he's just one of my D&D characters. God. Maybe a little less charisma. But otherwise the exact same fucking guy. How about this one? Time, place, occasion. How to dress for success. Is this a book about fashion? It's an unexpected choice, I must say. I can tell you pay close attention to your attire. You may not realize it, but your outward appearance is a reflection of your ideals and expectations for yourself. You'll also find it has a substantial section on how merchants should carry themselves. You could use it to teach Niccolo a thing or two. I think he's doing just fine as it is, thanks. But you do have a point. I can see myself putting this knowledge to use. Thanks, Aesh. I'll be sure to read it. This is only one of 20 volumes, so I suggest you get started soon. What in the goddess's name did you recommend to me? A whole workload, apparently. Alright.
Let's use the Meridian to travel.
Agreed, Val. Let's go resolve this side quest. I haven't even checked to see if I get anything cool for this. Well, it gave us some insight into our party at the very least. And that's always fun for me. Also to give me an opportunity to get that creepy doll. Multitasking. I believe I'm wound up in the archives. Thank you all for keeping me company today. I managed to get my hands on the manuscript I was looking for, as well as learn many new facts about you. Val, please take this as a token of my gratitude. Thanks, Aesh. I'll put it to good use. So, Aesh, what were you looking for within the Tome Spire, anyway? I didn't see you pick anything up. It's the one he's got hidden behind him. What's it about? Come on, spill! Karina, cease this! You mustn't snatch! Communication for dummies. Oh, just when I thought I was in the clear. Why do you even need this, Aesh? You seem pretty confident speaking to all of us. Exactly. I wouldn't say communication is the issue. It's getting you to stop what's brought this on. It's not a matter of confidence, if that's what you're implying. Rather, I sometimes struggle to draw a boundary between conversing with someone and talking at them. Actually, you know what? Putting it that way, yeah, he is just my D&D character. Knowledge Domain Cleric. Also has a hard time differentiating between with and at. If my... Also uses great big words. Usually I have a pretty decent lexicon, but God, this guy puts me to shame. Interlocutory? Hold on. We're all learning a new word today, everybody. Hold on. Give me a moment. Interlocutory. Given provisionally during the course of a legal action. Decree or judgment. Relating to dialogue or conversation. Got English and Latin origins. So yeah, it is just a big fancy word for having a dialogue. How do you pronounce it?
Interlocutory.
Interlocutory. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Google. Interlocutory skills were better. I wouldn't have had to resort to prying information from you so awkwardly, like I did today. Hence the book. You really do take the strangest things too seriously by far. Master Aesh, I think you may have misunderstanding something. The first factor in effective communication is not sublime speaking skill, but the ability to listen. And you have already acquired it. You've never been able to open up you as much as we have at the Tome Spire today. I thought something was different about you. And all it was is you giving us a chance to speak and you taking the chance to listen. This is embarrassing. I wasn't even aware I was doing it. I suppose this means you have a natural talent for listening, huh? At least you know where you should be focusing your efforts from now on. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually. Might even work out in our favor. Morally. Thank you, my friends. I was not expecting to be schooled by you in the subject. What about the way you say that irritates
As
me.
you wish.
Now that that's out of the way. Allow me to pick up where our last conversation ended, Jule. If you could tell me more in detail what you meant by... That's enough for today, don't you think, Aesh? I got a very important book to read, remember? He is incapable of leaving things on a positive note. I mean, it's Aesh. What were you expecting?
Perfect.
Aesh still has much to learn, but I will suspend judgment until I have seen how much he matures. He's
That was
doing
a
his
great
best.
New experience.
And all I got was a parasol for Juliet. God damn it. Is it at least good? You're not even a class that's using parasols right now, are you? Oh, you are. Never mind. Oh, it is. It is all magic. You know, that's probably good for you. Not that we're like to see it, but, you know. It's good to have. Anyway, hope you will enjoy this little diversion. If you have, let me know down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll come back next time and head to Entwine Bridge. See what fate has in store for us as we confront Delafos. Presumably. Till then, you all subscribe to stay, and I'll see you next adventure. Later.